A very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on Channel 1 TV. We start off with a look at the headlines. A Minister of Power and Energy says that if there is any disruption to electricity due to the trade union action, legal action would be taken against those responsible. The preliminary investigation report into the attack on the Udayan journalist handed over to President Mahinda Rajapaksa. And 7 rebels killed and 65 wounded during fighting in Zlatan, Libya. Now for those stories in detail, the Ceylon Electricity Board Joint Trade Union Federation says that the strike action launched by the CEB employees is being carried out successfully.
Steering Committee member Ranjan Jayalal said that all main activities at the CEB have been disrupted as a result of this strike action. Ranjan Jayalal further said that many employees attached to the organization from across the country are engaged in this strike. Meanwhile, Minister of Power and Energy Champika Ranawaka says that the claims made by individuals regarding the disruption of activities at the CEB are false. He further said that if there is any disruption to electricity, legal action would be taken.
The preliminary investigation report into the attack on the Udayan journalist Gnanasundaram Kuganathan has been handed over to President Mahinda Rajapaksa. Director General of the President's Media Unit, Bandula Jasekara, confirmed that the report was handed over yesterday. Gnanasundaram Kuganathan was attacked by an unidentified group when he was returning home from work. Kuganathan, who was admitted to the hospital following this attack last Friday, was transferred from the intensive care unit to the general ward yesterday. United National Party parliamentarian Vijaydas Rajapaksa says that providing a solution to the ethnic issue in the island has already been delayed. Speaking at a function held in Colombo yesterday, he pointed out that even if the politicians take the correct decisions, if they are not made at the right time, the desired result won't be achieved.
The 14th death anniversary of Deshamanian Professor Nandadasa Kodagwada was held yesterday at the Sri Lanka Foundation Institute. Parliamentarian Vijaydas Rajapaksa delivered the memorial oration.
ලංකාවේ යුද සමයේ සිදු බව කියන යුද අපරාධ සහ මානව හිමිකම් පිළිබඳව
Western countries, including America, are leveling allegations that are stating that there were human rights and war crimes abuses during the war in Sri Lanka. We can bring forth many arguments in the manner in which the United States committed serious war crimes when they invaded Iraq and also Afghanistan. If the present political, cultural and international mentalities persist, no one will be able to stop the 194 independent nations' attempts to split this country into two. If this does not happen, we cannot rule out the possibility of Sri Lanka being transformed into a Chinese colony. This cannot be considered a small issue.
The National Child Protection Authority stated that legal action will be taken against school van drivers who have not registered with the authority but are continuing to transport children. Chairman of the authority, Attorney at Law Anuma Disnaika, stated that information has come to light that several drivers are avoiding registration of their vehicles with the authority. Disnaika further stated that the intention of this process is to safeguard school children. According to the NCPA, law will be formulated in such a way so as to enable the police to take into custody unregistered school van drivers. Meanwhile, an island-wide program will be launched to register all vehicles transporting school children with the NCPA. Another phase of the seminar series on the right to information was held in Kurunegala yesterday.
The people have a right to information. There are around 90 countries which have provided the legal right for individuals to obtain information on public property, public spending, use of public property, and for what purpose, etc. Some countries have provided this right over 100 years ago.
ඉන්දියාව තාම හොඳින් මේ පනත ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙන රටක්
අපේ රටෙත් ඇත්තම ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදයක් තියෙනවා නම්
If there is a democracy in this country, an individual should be able to obtain information on the estimates for the construction of roads, how much we spent to develop a road, and was a tender called for this purpose, and so on. This is a civilian's right. But this is the sort of information that the government states they cannot reveal. This shows that the government has a lot to hide. They hide this information as they are worried it would expose various things that would make the government unpopular.
ඒ සංගවන්නේ ඒවා ජනතාව දැනගත්තොත් පාලකයින්ට ඒකෙන් යම් යම් විදිහේ අවාසිදායක තත්ත්වයන් ඇති විය හැකි නිසායි.
Two people have been killed in an accident when a bus collided with a tipper in the Mandavachiya Isimbaskala area.
Police stated that 2 people had sustained injuries in the accident which occurred early this morning. The accident had occurred when a luxury bus travelling from Colombo to Vavuniya had collided with a parked tipper. The 2 victims killed in the incident were the conductor and the passenger. Police stated that the driver as well as another individual who sustained injuries in the incident have been admitted to the Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital.
A man who had been in the habit of wandering in the Megahakivula area in Badulla, instilling fear among the residents, was taken into custody early this morning.
According to the police, the suspect was taken into custody with the assistance of the area residents. Many complaints have been lodged regarding the suspect who had been wandering in the area at night, terrorizing residents over the past few weeks. On questioning the suspect, information has come to light that 2 other individuals have also been involved in these nocturnal antics.
News First camera spotted 30 baby pythons and their mother in a stock of hay in the Damuna area in Kotavaya, Veerakatiya. The baby pythons, however, were being eaten by a water monitor. Area residents who had spotted this had found the mother and its baby subsequently. The python is 15 feet long. Area residents have subsequently released the python to a nearby jungle. A group of families in the Kallaria village in Karitu, Vanathavilluwa has been severely inconvenienced due to the lack of infrastructure facilities. They charge they have been facing this crisis for a long period of time. There are 13 families who are affected by this problem. They charge that they have not been provided with a piece of land for a long period of time to build a decent dwelling. They urge the authorities to at least provide them with 10 purchase of plot of land to build a decent home. Meanwhile, when we contacted the secretary of the Vanathavilluwa Pradesh Sabha, Mahinda Jasingh, he said that a suitable property will be provided to these families once it receives the approval of the area land commissioner. Moving on to sports news now. Former Pakistan cricket captain Shahid Afridi said that he was a hero for the Pakistan Cricket Board after the World Cup and went on to say that now he has gone from hero to zero.
Former Pakistan captain Shahid Afridi has claimed that he was not part of the selection meetings for the final 2 one-days against West Indies in May earlier this year, despite being captain. A series of sharp comments made to the Pakistani media over the past couple of days seems to dispel any possibility of reconciliation, speculation about which increased following the death of his father last month with the cricket establishment. On his return from the Caribbean, Afridi hinted at differences with coach Waka Yunis that sparked off a controversy leading to Afridi's removal as limited overs captain and a legal battle with the Pakistan board. Waka's tour report of the series confirmed Afridi had walked out of the meeting over differences relating to selection. Pakistan lost the final 2 one-day internationals and PCB chief Ijaz Butt defended the decision to remove Afridi, saying he wasn't captaincy material in an interview last month. Afridi said his dispute with the PCB, which ended when he agreed to plead guilty of misconduct and paid a fine of 4.5 million rupees in exchange for permission to play domestic 2020 cricket in England. Afridi, who retired conditionally from international cricket after his removal as captain, said he would not go back on his decision as long as the present regime of the PCB remained in power.
Well, Wales held an open training session in Cardiff as the team builds up to the first of 2 warm-up matches against England as part of their preparation for the Rugby World Cup in New Zealand.
Wales held an open training session at Cardiff's Millennium Stadium yesterday as they build up to the first of 2 warm-up matches against England that forms part of their preparation for the upcoming Rugby World Cup in New Zealand. Coach Warren Gatland put his team through their paces in front of hundreds of supporters who attended the only open session Wales had planned before they depart for the World Cup. The match against England at Twickenham on Saturday is a sellout, with the Welsh to be captained by flanker Sam Warburton, who leads the team in place of regular skipper Matthew Rees, who is unavailable due to injury. Warburton expected a torrid test from Martin Jones's England this weekend. Wales are in Pool D at the World Cup alongside defending champions South Africa, Fiji, Namibia and their tournament nemesis Samoa. Warburton said the 2 matches against England would serve a great purpose ahead of their imposing fixture in New Zealand. Gatland is expected to name his team for Saturday's match tomorrow, with much anticipation surrounding the possible involvement of returning midfielder Gavin Henson. Henson reportedly impressed Gatland during Wales' training camp in Poland, but was indifferent in the team's last match in June against Barbarians, so needs game time to prove his worth.
Well, with that, we wrap up this edition of Lunchtime News, but be sure to join us on our early updates. Until then, take care.